Hey, nerdy sports fan, Week 6 NFL action. Who's ready for another battle of the bad teams? Yeah, nobody cares about this game. That's right. It's the Cardinals going up against the Falcons. Yeah, if you're looking at any sort of NFL power rankings with any sort of frequency, you will notice that both of these teams are in the bottom 5. The Falcons shouldn't be, okay? They've got a veteran quarterback that's been to the Super Bowl. They have top flight talent at receiver. They have, honestly, one of the best receiving corps in the league. They have a solid running back. They should have fixed their offensive line. That was the theory this offseason, that, they drafted some guys and they were going to be good. Haven't really seen that. They've had injuries to deal with, sure, but, they just need to find a way to get it done. There needs to not be any more excuses. This offensive line needs to be able to run the ball. And they just can't. They can't find any consistency running the ball. So they're throwing it all over the place because that's the only way they can do anything to win. And that's not a recipe for success in the NFL. If you cannot run the ball, you cannot win, period. So the Cardinals they're going to win, okay? The Cardinals have a solid attack. Yes, this is a college offense. Yes, this is a college quarterback. Doesn't matter, okay? Atlanta is built exactly wrong for defending the attack that the Cardinals bring to the table. The Cardinals do not have a strong offensive line. I get it. The scheme helps David Johnson Jr. still run all over people. He looks like he's renewed in this offense, and he's going to run all over a bad defense in Atlanta. Yeah, defensive mastermind head coach Quinn, yeah. You should have fired him in the offseason, Atlanta. Maybe you'll fire him next week. Maybe he's coach number 2 to go down in this season because, again, you should have fired him in the offseason. This Atlanta team's problem is coaching. I know this because their offense was good when Kyle Shanahan was there. He's not there. Now their offense is kind of crap. Their defense hasn't been anywhere near what it should be for years. They've not had the right scheme for their personnel as long as I can remember. It was best during their Super Bowl year, but it was still only okay. It was always an offense-driven team, and they're too far removed from when they had good coaching to really consistently put that attack together. So, scheme does not work, okay? Get rid of the coach, get somebody else in there. You are wasting the years of Matt Ryan's peak where he can actually still win games. You're wasting it. And when you have a franchise quarterback, you need to do something with him, okay? Get your head out of your ass. Hire a coach that's going to do something with this offense. Preferably somebody who knows how to run the damn ball, okay? Vegas has this game with Atlanta as 2.5-point favorites. Obviously, I think that's stupid. I put my money on the Cardinals. Fantasy football-wise, Devontae Freeman is a guy you hold on to on the bench right now. Maybe once the coach gets fired, they'll have a slightly different attack where he can actually do something with. But at the moment, those 10 to 15-point games that you see as like the baseline for your starting running backs, those are the peak for Freeman. Okay, those are his absolute best possible options. He's more in like the 5-point range as an average, which is terrible. But he's talented. He's got a talented roster around him. I'd hang on to him for at least another couple weeks before you start dropping him. If you can pick up like a Jordan Howard, do that. All right? I would drop Freeman for Howard all day long. And for whatever reason, he's available. Howard should not be available in most leagues, and he is. So that's a good starting point for your roster. Calvin Ridley and Julio Jones are going to be great options all year round because they're going to be behind a lot because they're a bad team, and garbage time throws still count in fantasy football. All right? Doesn't matter if they're scoring their first touchdown of the game and they're up against the team that's already got 40 points on the board. That touchdown counts just as much in fantasy football as it would if they were winning. All right? So Ridley and Julio always should be at least on your team. Julio should be a wide receiver 1 or 2 every week. Ridley should be always in that flex to wide receiver 3 range, tickling wide receiver 2. He's very, very talented, just not consistent because he's not the number 1 option in the offense. Matt Ryan is a streaming pick, okay? He will get turnovers. He will get sacked. He'll toss up a whole bunch of yards and a few touchdowns along the way, though. So, more of a daily fantasy or streaming play for when your starters hurt or on a bye week. But yeah, Ryan, you're going to have better options than him typically. Fantasy football-wise, on the Cardinals side, bit of a mixed bag receiving-wise. Kirk has been a good option some weeks. Fitzgerald's been a good option some weeks. That's what happens when you have a rookie quarterback. Okay, Kyler Murray is interesting. Do not start him, ever. Okay, I don't know why people just always seem to think they want to start this rookie quarterbacks. He can run. That is always good for fantasy football, but he's still a rookie. He's going to make mistakes. He's going to throw interceptions. He's a shrinky dink, so he's going to get batted balls at the line that are caught by linebackers, running it back for pick sixes. Okay, it's just going to happen. Stop it. He might be a good fantasy option next year. You should not even have him on your roster this year. David Johnson Jr., though, is going to go off in this game. Atlanta is bad. They cannot stop anything. So Johnson will get his. There will be receivers that do well. There will be. Okay, Fitzgerald, Kirk, somebody is going to do well. But because of the nature of the offense, the nature of having a rookie quarterback, you can't bet money that any one of those guys is going to do great. One of them will. Chances are it'll be the one that you didn't pick up. That's just the way things work. Okay? So avoid the receivers for Arizona. Start David Johnson Jr. all the goddamn day. All day. All right? He's a running back 1. He's probably my best running back play in fantasy football this week. So, neither defense should even be thought of or owned. That's what I got for this game. Hit me up in the rest of the videos to see what you should be doing with your fantasy team. And hit up the Nerdy Sports Fan Weekly for my Joker review.